We continue, children. Now let's see what happens if the reporting verb is in the past tense. The reporting verb in the past tense is said or said to. So the tense in the direct speech will change into its corresponding tense in the indirect speech. The simple present tense in the direct speech will change into its corresponding simple past tense in the indirect speech. So I have taken an example for you. The verb take in the simple present will change into took in the simple past. The present continuous tense in the direct speech will change into its corresponding past continuous tense in the indirect speech. So, is taking or am taking will change into was taking in the indirect. Are taking will change into were taking in the indirect. The present perfect tense in the direct speech will change into its corresponding past perfect tense in the indirect speech. So, has taken or have taken will change into had taken. The present perfect continuous tense in the direct speech will change into its corresponding past perfect continuous tense in the indirect speech. So, has been taking or have been taking will change into had been taking in the indirect speech. Now, let's see the examples. The simple present tense in the direct speech will change into the simple past tense in the indirect speech. Example, Ram said, I want a pizza. Now, said is the reporting verb in the past tense. Want is the simple present tense verb in the direct speech. Now, because the reporting verb is in the past tense, the uh, tense in the direct speech must change into its simple past. So, want will change into wanted in the indirect speech. Ram said that he wanted a pizza. Next example, he said to her, she always wears a coat. Said to is the reporting verb in the past tense. Wears is the simple present tense verb in the direct speech. It must change into its simple past wore. So he told her that she always wore a coat is the indirect for you. The present continuous in the direct will change into past continuous in the indirect. Charlie said, I'm waiting for Lisa. Said is the reporting verb in the past tense. I'm waiting is the present tense continuous verb in the direct speech. It must change into its past continuous in the indirect, which is was waiting. Charlie said that he was waiting for Lisa. Next example, Krish said to Maya, the cows are grazing in the field. Said to is the reporting verb in the past tense. Are grazing is the present continuous tense in the direct speech. It will change into were grazing in the past continuous in the indirect speech. Krish told Maya that the cows were grazing in the field. The present perfect in the direct will change into past perfect in the indirect. The captain said the ship has sunk in the ocean. Said is the reporting verb in the past tense. Has sunk is the verb in the present perfect in the direct speech. It will change into had sunk, the past perfect in the indirect speech. The captain said that the ship had sunk in the ocean. The boy said to her, I have eaten too much. Said to is the reporting verb in the past tense. Have eaten is the present perfect tense in the direct speech. It must change into past perfect. Had eaten in the indirect. The boy told her that he had eaten too much. Present perfect continuous tense in the direct will change into past perfect continuous tense in the indirect. Example, Mike said, I've been driving for 10 years. Said is the reporting verb in the past tense. Have been driving is the present perfect continuous tense in the direct speech. It will change into had been driving, the past perfect continuous in the indirect. Mike said that he had been driving for 10 years. She said to her, I've been writing poems for a long time. Said to is the reporting verb in the past tense. Have been writing is the verb in the present perfect continuous tense in the direct speech. It will change into its past perfect continuous tense. Had been writing in the indirect speech. So she told her that she had been writing poems for a long time. That's your indirect speech. We continue, children.